again to see if this live will work. Looks like it's freezing again. Oh boy. Can you see me? I don't know if anybody can see me, or if you're going to hear me, or if this is going to record, but we'll give it a shot. So I was trying to decide this morning. I had a whole different plan earlier, and today I am feeling like I want to talk about disappointment, but then I also see all of these things on Facebook that are about fear, and I'm like, disappointment, fear, and it's all about how we're looking at things and what the world is showing us these days. So I decided that instead of focusing on either of those two specifically, we're going to look at these two cards. One is, what if I could see this from a different perspective? And it is showing a picture of looking at the road from right next to one of the yellow lines in the middle of the road, or actually like right in it. And then another one, so that's a really super close-up view of the road, right? And then this other one is, what if I step back far enough to see the big picture? So what if one of those two things is the way to shift out of fear or to shift out of disappointment and see the big picture, or go in even closer, and maybe something about it is actually something you'd been hoping for. I don't know. I just feel like there's that, first of all, a good portion of the U.S. will be disappointed this week, whether they're Biden supporters and Trump wins, or Trump supporters and Biden wins. A good chunk of people are going to be disappointed. And if that happens to be me or you who are watching this, what if we can step back and see our disappointment as a step forward? I know that a lot of people who were hoping for Hillary to win in 2016 were able to pivot it and start realizing, okay, maybe there's something, when Trump won, maybe there's something that's more for me to do for the next 4 years, because I'm not going to get it at the federal level. What is my role then? So it helped us really see how we create the world, rather than just how, leaders of the country would create the world. Obviously, we all have our roles, but it gave us the opportunity to start looking at things a little differently. What if every disappointment in our life is actually a gift to us to try and find our true role toward what we really want? If we're disappointed by something that happens from the outside, then maybe there's something that we can do that happens from the inside that moves us forward even faster toward what we want the world to be and to see in the world. I don't know. I really don't have all the answers. And I have some fear, just like the other posts I talked about how things might go down in the next couple days. And I'd just like to find some peace today with you about both disappointment and fear, and trying to find a new perspective that might serve us better to help us move forward. I don't know what that new perspective is. That's why I tap. That's why I ask what if questions, so that my brain can start filtering information differently, so that I can start seeing the new solutions that aren't obvious to me, that aren't showing up in my Facebook feed, that aren't coming to me in emails, that I'm not seeing in any of my organizing groups. What if there's something else? What if there's another solution we're just not seeing yet? And so let's tap to get into our feeling of safety, and then we can start asking the what if questions to allow our brain to start looking for and filtering information differently to find the new solutions that we most want. So let's do that. Let's tap together on that. So you can go ahead and find in your body where you are feeling your fear or your disappointment. And I'm going to just go with I am afraid of what might happen. And when I say that, when I say I'm afraid of what might happen, my gut is like, oh boy, like a weight in my gut. And then I'm so disappointed with how things are going. That is actually in the middle of my chest, so it's a different place for my disappointment than my fear. And I think disappointment is judging the past, and fear is judging or being worried about the future, and I feel them differently in my body. So go ahead and feel whichever one you want to focus on, or both, and then we'll tap through that. So take a great big deep breath. And up here, we're going to tap on the karate chop point. Even though I feel disappointed today, things didn't go the way I wanted them to. Things haven't gone how I've planned for them to go. I accept who I am and how I feel. Even though the past has not given me what I most wanted, what if I can be excited that the future might hold something new? Even though I've been disappointed about things today, what if what I didn't get was the perfect thing for me? And now I can move forward in a new way that I hadn't thought of. And again, I don't know what that new way is. I don't know how it's perfect. But if I tell my brain that it's perfect, or at least I ask the question, I put some curiosity on that, then my brain has to start looking for ways that a situation I didn't like will serve me better. My brain has to find that. It's its job. So let it get to work. I'm just giving it a new assignment than what it had. So I lost you again, and I can't tell if I froze. Nope, I didn't. Yay, still going. So even though the past hasn't always given me what I wanted, and I feel disappointed about that, what if there's something about it that pushes me forward in a new way to get even better results than I ever imagined? Even though I don't know what that future is, and there are some things that are scary about that future, I love, accept, and forgive myself and anyone else and any group else and any place else and any event else that's causing me to doubt the perfection of my life. Even though I don't always see that perfection, and I certainly don't always feel that perfection, what if it's always happening? What if things are always happening for my highest good? What if every time, this was a post that somebody put on Facebook the other day, and I'm stealing it, what if every time I feel disappointed in myself or anybody else, I feel like we fell or we failed, what if I make a wish on that, like a fallen star, and I make a wish for what I'd rather have, and I see how the world shifts from that moment forward? I love that visual. I love imagining that every failure is a fallen star that I can make a wish on. How cool is that? Oh, just that one image really helps me feel better. So let's go up here to the eyebrow point. What if I'm making thousands of wishes today on all of my disappointments? What if I'm making one wish today based on all of those different fallen stars? Can you imagine all the power in that? If I have 10,000 fallen stars and I make one wish that is taking all of that power, how cool is that? If you had one wish that you could put on all of the disappointment, all of the fear, all of the fallenness in our lives, what would your wish be? What would you wish for? What if we can feel more peace in this moment, knowing that nothing stays the same, and we can move forward into a new peaceful place if we choose to let go of the disappointment and the fear? What if there's a place of peace for us, even if there's chaos all around? What if I can stay in my peace despite the past disappointments and despite the future fears? What if in this moment now, I can feel peaceful, I can feel safe, I can even feel, what's the opposite of disappointed? Not appointed. I can feel pleased, I can feel happy, I don't know. I don't know what the opposite of disappointment is. What if I can feel excited about this moment now? And Chin Point, who would I be if I allowed myself to shift out of disappointment in the past and fear of the future? Who would I be if I didn't need those things anymore? What if I could be safe in this moment and in future moments without that disappointment and without that fear? What would my life look like? How would I act? Who would I choose to be if that were the case? Collarbone point. Take a great big deep breath. Maybe another one. And I want you to go back to that feeling in your body. I'm going into the feeling in my gut, that fear. What if I feel that fear? What if I let go of that fear in my gut and that disappointment in my chest? What if those things don't help me anymore? I'm sure they helped me for a little while because they existed. What if those feelings can be shifted to something I'd rather have right now? What would that be? I think for me it would be peace and power and excitement. Excitement that I'm moving forward in the right direction. Underneath the arm, what if I'm allowed to let go of my disappointment and my fear? What if I'm allowed to see things from a new perspective? Top of the head. What would my life look like if I saw things from a perspective that allowed me peace and safety and joy and excitement? What if I could see my life like that every day in every moment? Okay, even for 5 moments in any day. Let's start with what we can do, right? I don't know. I haven't always seen it, but I am feeling like some of my disappointment is gone and my fear is definitely reduced. And I'm excited about that. I choose more peace in this moment now. I'm excited to have more peace in this moment now. I deserve to have more peace in this moment now. I'm allowed to have more peace in this moment now. I expect more peace in this moment now. I accept more peace in this moment now. I allow more peace in this moment now. I command it and I demand it for myself and as many of you that want to join on this adventure with me. I'm so grateful that we have this adventure together. Great big heavy sigh. So I hope that you've been able to shift a little bit out of whatever disappointment or fear that you might have been having and just keep asking the questions. What if I could see this from a different perspective? Or what if I step back out to see the big picture? Or what if I can see it from the close-up perspective? What if I zoom in or zoom out and get something new? Give it a try, see what happens. And then, while we're talking about perspective, ask this question. What if I see humor in this situation? What's funny about this? That's a tougher one when we're talking about some of the big societal stuff that's going on, but maybe we can find what's funny about it. Let's see if we can do that. Let's pay attention to our comedians who can always find humor in our human behavior. Anyway, thank you all for coming today, and I wish you well. When you post today, just post whether you're working on disappointment in the past or fear of the future. And if you feel like saying how that shifted for you, please feel free to do that. For me, I will probably need another 1 or 2 rounds of tapping to get fully out of my disappointment and fully out of my fear. That was a quick tapping just to give you something to start with. I would repeat that same tapping, repeat it again, until you have brought the feeling in your body clear of the part you didn't want, and then start building in the pieces that you do want. All of these short videos are just a taste of what EFT can do to help you shift to peace. Sometimes it takes a longer session and you going deeper to get where you really want to be. And I'm here to help if you want to give that a try with me, or just keep tapping to free videos. There's plenty of opportunities online for you to keep tapping to free videos. I love you all, and I wish you great peace and great joy moving forward, or even just a little peace and just a little bit of joy to enjoy your day today. Take care.